So everyone told me when starting a TCG business, the branding was going to be one of the most important things I could ever do. Did I really miss it that bad? Because recently I've kind of taken a step back looking at everything we've built so far, and the feedback has honestly been really interesting. I've had customers reach out, I've had comments on videos, and for the most part, a lot of feedback has been positive. People have told me they enjoyed the videos. Some people have told me they've been informative and helpful. And some people say they appreciate the transparency, and then on my website, they appreciate the pricing. But I keep coming back to the one thing that honestly I have not figured out even remotely, and that's the branding. So before we get into that, if you're new here, my name is John. I am the owner of Jed's Card Shop. We're an online hobby and TCG business, and what we're doing here is documenting the journey of building a card shop from the ground up. So that means we're going to cover the good decisions, the mistakes, the things I learned along the way. And today is going to be a little bit different than my normal videos because today I wanted to ask y'all for help. Today I want to take an in-depth look at everything I use for branding. And what that means is we're going to look at the logo. We're going to look at my different banners. And we're going to go through a couple of my most recent thumbnails. And what I'm looking for today is authentic critiques and feedback because I genuinely want to get this right. I'm always trying to improve, and I always want to go just that one step further and be better. So let's start off with probably the biggest piece, the logo. And before we go any further, yes, this logo was created using AI. Now, I know just me saying that has already created several opinions immediately because I know AI is one of those topics where some people absolutely love it and some people absolutely hate it. But I did want to sort of explain my thought process behind it because this wasn't just me opening an AI program and saying, hey, you know what? Make me a card shop logo. And then taking whatever picture they gave me and running with it. For me, this is personal. So there was so many changes that were made, a lot of different variations, a lot of different color adjustments. I did not know how picky I was when it came to a logo until I actually started trying to make one. So we went through different ideas, different styles, and eventually I landed on this one. Actually, it's going to be behind me. And it's pretty cool. It took me way too long to figure out how to do that, by the way. And honestly, the first time I seen it, I loved it. Because to me, this represented what I wanted to build. I didn't want something overly simple, while at the same time, I didn't want something so complicated that nobody was ever going to remember it. So I wanted something that was catchy to the eyes, but also that looked a little fun. Something that captured the feeling of the child essence on why the majority of us even love this hobby. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know this business wasn't something I randomly woke up one day and decided to do. This has honestly been something that's been 30 years in the making. This comes from that kid who actually loved collecting, opening packs, trading cards, getting excited about finding something cool. And that's the feeling I wanted to show in my logo. I wanted to capture that kid side of the hobby. But here's the part where I started questioning myself because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what I see. It really matters what you as the consumer see. It matters what the community sees. When somebody finds Jed's Card Shop for the first time and they see this logo, what message does it send? And honestly, I've heard both sides to this. Some people have told me, John, I actually really like this. It's cute, it's funny, it's fitting. But I've also heard the complete opposite, that it looks like just another AI-generated logo. And there are thousands of people doing the exact same thing. And instead of standing out, maybe it's actually making me blend in with their brands. And that's kind of why I wanted to make this video today, because I realized something. I actually don't know if I truly understand the branding in the TCG space as well as I thought I did. Now, moving past the logo, let's talk about the banner. Because basically what I did from there is I took the logo and tried to build everything around it. So if any of you are familiar with Canva, that's what I used. I changed the sizing, expanded the artwork, tried to create something that matched the theme and made everything feel connected. And again, in my eyes, I liked it. But that doesn't matter if I'm the only person. So I am legitimately curious. When you see it, does it feel like a true brand? Does it feel like a card shop? Or does it feel like something's actually missing? Now, the last thing I want to talk about today is probably the most interesting, and that's going to be the thumbnails. Because if you look at some of my older thumbnails, this was before I started using AI to help me create thumbnails. And believe me, I was struggling. I'm just going to be honest here. I could not figure out how to make something that made someone stop and say, I want to watch this. And the numbers reflected that. Some videos were getting 3 or 4 views, some 5 or 6. Basically, no one was clicking on any of my videos. So I started testing AI assisted thumbnails. And it's weird because I almost immediately seen a big change. Videos all of a sudden started getting 50 views, 80 views. Some of my videos even went over 100 views. And if you're a big content creator, I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but to me, that was kind of a big deal. Especially when you're starting from nothing. That was a massive difference in my eyes. And seeing that made me think, okay, maybe this is actually working. Because clearly people are clicking more. But at the same time, I don't want people to look at it and think he's just being lazy and letting AI build everything. Because to be transparent, that's not how I even used it. Every thumbnail started with a thought process, what the video was actually about, and what feeling I was trying to create. Because I looked at it from my lens on what I would want to see to click on a video. What would make it interesting? So that's where I used AI to help me bring the ideas that I had into reality. And honestly, I did. I used AI to cover the weakness that I currently have. Because I'm not a graphic designer, and I don't even try to pretend to be one. I'm someone that actually just loves the hobby, that decided to start a business, and I'm trying to learn every piece as I go along. But now, you've heard from me, so I want to hear from you. What do you think? Does this branding actually work? Does the logo fit with what we're trying to do here? Are the thumbnails actually good at grabbing attention? Should I keep improving what we already have? Or should we completely rethink the direction? Because my goal with Jed's Card Shop has never been to just create another website that sells cards. There's thousands of those already. The goal is to build something people actually want to be part of. I want to build a real community. I want to build a place for collectors, a place for people to actually come and enjoy the hobby. But let me know in the comments below. Good, bad, or indifferent. It is what it is. I'm asking for honest feedback, so I'm well prepared on what could possibly be in the comments after this. Because maybe your comment is the thing that actually helps me shape this just a little bit further. But until our next video, goodbye for now.